Hi, gorgeous soul, and welcome to Spiritually Empowered Podcast. This show is your go-to place to learn all about your psychic intuitive gifts, explore and unveil taboo topics, and discover new ways to walk in power on this planet that is undergoing a massive transformation. We each came here with a higher calling. This podcast will catalyze you into yours. I love to simplify and refine ancient mystical teachings and practices, let you in on my most personal revelations and shifts, as well as bring on soul-inspiring guests to support you with embodying your power and saying yes to your destiny today. I am so excited to dive deep with you. Let's begin. Hello, my love, and welcome to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I have a special experience for you, and that is a glimpse into the Winged Alchemy Mystery School. This is my 6-month container for the seekers and the passionate empaths and the healers and sensitive souls who are really devoted to the next level of their expansion. And we are at this powerful point, the new moon in Virgo. And I wanted to share the teachings with you that I dropped into the mystery school. So a part of what you receive from being a member is monthly moon MP3 readings, a new moon and a full moon reading. So here it is. I hope you absolutely enjoy it. There are so many gems and yogic teachings and new ways for you to understand and work with Virgo consciousness. This is truly a powerful time. It is a 6-month creation cycle. Every new moon ushers us into that cycle. And when the full moon happens in Virgo in March of 2025, something that is created and birthed right now is going to come to a level of harvest and fruition. This is a doorway to your future, and it starts with incredible presence right here, right now. Enjoy this reading. I would love to hear your favorite takeaways and how it inspired you and moved you forward on your path. Enjoy, my love, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Virgo new moon. Landing into this conversation with a shoulder roll, with a deep breath, with a stretch, with a yawn, relaxing your jaw. Giving yourself this time to reflect with me, to sit in the sacred with me. Let's right away fill the room with God, with unconditional love. Filling the space that we share right now with pristine, elegant, graceful, passionate, unconditionally loving energy. And we do not consent to fear-based, lack-based, limiting energies in this space. We are only open to that which serves the highest love. And I give this reading over to God, Great Spirit, the One, Source, Jiva Atman, Christ, whatever you want to call it. You can change my words at any point, make it fit your belief systems. And with Saturn in Pisces, we are reorienting our spiritual belief systems. Placing a hand, my love, over your heart, over your womb if you have one. And let's just sync up with the beautiful breath. And every exhale, I invite you to get empty. To release all thought, to release, to empty, to become a vessel, a clear, open channel for God, the divine, to flow and direct this experience. And really, this next phase of your precious life. Just breathe well. Breathe like you're choosing life right now, that you are letting life in. And every breath out, dissolve, release, surrender that which is not needed. It is draining out of you. Energies, thoughts, anything that's not yours, that's not needed, that's weighing you down. Every exhale, you drain it out. And taking that beautiful grounding cord at the base of your spine and travel it down to the center of Mother Matter, of this 3D living, breathing planet. Feel her. She is alive. She communicates. We are here now. And paying attention to the base of your spine, your roots, soften your roots. Let these little tendrils of the base of your spine just soften and open and spread down and into the wet, dark soil. Travel down as you breathe down into this molten, alive core of the mother. And as you root into her, bring an offering, whether it's a poem or a song or a thank you. Offer your heart to this planet that is holding you and sustaining you. Mother Matter. Bring your awareness to motherly love beyond human love, this quality of fierce and graceful and all-encompassing motherly love. Especially, my love, if you didn't fully have that growing up. Beyond your birth mother, feel this feminine, all-encompassing love. Mother Matter. In shamanism, my teacher Alberto Villoldo would say, the earth is the mother who never left you. Father Sky and Grandmother Moon and Mother Earth, these are here with you. Your celestial parents, both in the heavenly realms and embodied here on this planet. Breathing, feeling and descending down into that wet soil, into the molten center, plugging in 3, 2, 1, fully rooted. Breathe up from earth. Take as many of those life-giving breaths as you want, breathing up from the earth. Surrender the small ideas about yourself, about your life. How about another inhale up from earth? Pull the energy up to the crown of your head. Exhale, surrender the small stories, the small ideas, the fear. Let it just release from you. It's easier than you thought to release right now. Take your breath with you into this whole transmission. We've got some yard work happening. It is Monday, September 2nd, and we're just going to continue. So if you hear any background sounds, you can include them in the journey. That is somebody taking care of their lawn. We can include what's here in the journey. How are you? Really, how are you? How is your heart? How is your being? How are you feeling in this moment? What is alive? Identify what's alive. Maybe you don't need words. What's alive? What is stirring? Personally, I am getting ready to leave the country for a whole month. I'm taking September to journey into the unknown, and not on my meditation cushion, with my feet in a different place. And I've been crying and I've been laughing and I've been feeling. And so wherever you're going, you're being prepared now through your tears and through your conversations and through the unfolding. Trust the mess that is your sacred reality. Let's talk this powerful new moon in Virgo. I'm so happy to be with you. Grab your notebook and pen if you're able to. And if you're on the go, if you're living life, feel me, hear these words, and feel the Winged Alchemy tribe. Can we breathe together now? Feeling each of us like little lights all over the planet, tuning into these messages today, knowing that they're finding you in the best way at the best time for your soul evolution. Let's go into the details, says Virgo, of this moon. So the moon peaks at 9:55 Eastern Standard Time. That's PM, 9:55 PM on Monday, September 2nd. The sun will be at 11 degrees Virgo. The moon will be at 11 degrees Virgo. And what you can do right there is go find 11 degrees of Virgo on your chart so that you can see which house or area of life is being activated by the moon. Now, each new moon brings us into a 6-month creation cycle. So that means at this cosmic womb, under this dark sky, in this dark sky, we are planting a seed. We are planting a seed about our evolution. And then in 6-month time, under the full moon in Virgo on March 13th, 2025, something will be harvested. This is a 6-month creation cycle from new moon in Virgo to full moon in Virgo. And what we are seeing with Virgo consciousness is that the changes that are unfolding are highly tangible and visible in your life. Virgo is your everyday reality. So this is an incredible time to really sit in this energy, and ultimately come to a point where you plant a seed. Because like I said, these shifts and these alterations of your physical life are going to be and probably are very in the real world. Virgo is Mother Matter. Virgo is the consciousness of our physical lives on this planet. Virgo is all about your work routines, your daily health habits. It is the organization and the structure of your daily living. Also, it's about your health. Specifically, your physical health as it is impacted by your nervous system. Virgo is connected to the nervous system. So we want to, right here, right now, soothe. Bring in play. If we're making a soup of the highest outcome of this moon, we're adding in a dash of play. We're adding in self-soothing. And we are at this point of having the opportunity to reorient our very real 3D lives. Imagine there are 6 zodiac signs with the polar marriage opposite on the other end. Gemini's on one end of the coin, Sagittarius is on the other. You got Leo, Aquarius. You've got Pisces, Virgo. You've got Capricorn, Cancer. You've got Scorpio, Taurus. You've got Aries, Libra. These are opposites that attract. So the axis that we're on is Virgo, Pisces. Now, a full moon would be really activating this axis. We are embedding ourselves in the Virgo consciousness, i.e. this new moon in Virgo, sun and moon in Virgo. If we were at a full moon in Virgo, that would mean that the sun would be in Pisces, so we'd really be in that axis. So we're honing in the Virgo realm, and this is 3D life. We always want to keep in mind, though, that other end of the spectrum, which is Pisces. Pisces consciousness is spiritual enlightenment. It is the fantastical, the artistic, the unconditionally loving. The visions inside of Pisces consciousness inspire and direct our 3D action steps. So we always want to include the opposite sign, especially if we feel stuck, if we feel like, and we're never stuck, but if we feel a little stagnant or we feel a little overwhelmed, go to the opposite sign and dream and sing and do art and meditate. This is Pisces consciousness. And it's really, my love, our dreams and our visions that inform our 3D reality. If you want to upgrade your 3D reality, expand your consciousness. Go to the Pisces world. We have all of these signs within us. So if you ever feel limited in your 3D life, you need to dream bigger. You need to fantasize and write a poem and actually mold the visions of your life, because this is connected to Robert Dilt's logical levels of change. And when you go and you alter the vision or the spiritual consciousness aspect of your reality, it trickles down like a waterfall and affects everything below it. Whereas if you just alter your life at the level of physicality and you haven't upgraded the why or the spirituality of your life, the patterning is going to be the same. You're just going to be switching jobs. You're just going to be switching partners. You're just going to be moving things around the 3D world. So the true alchemy of change does happen in the level of consciousness and spirituality. So these are lovers. These are infinite lovers. This is Shiva Shakti. This is masculine, feminine. These are lovers. Call it what you want to call it. You can look towards the Pisces consciousness to inspire yourself here. All right. So we have the sun and moon in Virgo. We talked about the 6-month creation cycle. Now let's look at the ruler of the moon and the sun right now, which is Mercury. And we have just come out of a Mercury retrograde season that was from August 5th, 2024 through August 28th. And Virgo is still moving slower in the sky. Not literally, but that's how we perceive a retrograde, that it is symbolically moving backwards. It's done with the retrograde, but it's still, I guess you would call it in the shadow period. It's still moving slow, but we are done with that larger retrograde season for now. So what I am feeling is that a lot has been reflective. A lot has been happening under the surface, under the surface, under the surface. Inner shifts, inner happenings. Now, as we are entering this powerful Virgo season in September, this is harvest. This is now your life is changing. Now your 3D world is upgrading. So for the mystics out here who have been diligently doing hypnotherapy and meditating and praying, you are literally going to see, if not already seeing, the changes grow up from the ground, your unconscious, what you do when nobody's looking, who you are behind closed doors, those alterations and that expansion is popping through, and you will see new flowers and you will see new growth, and your life is changing before your eyes to match and be coherent with the new identity, North Node Aries. North Node is our collective destiny. Aries is identity. And we've been doing big healing in identity. Chiron, the wounded healer, is also in Aries. We have evolved, and I am celebrating you so deeply. I am with you. We are a team. We are together. This is why we came here. Let's take a deep breath. Big sigh. So a couple interesting things to note about Virgo. So the sigil or the symbol of Virgo is that little like kundalini looking snake-like thing turned in. And the Scorpio sigil is that little kundalini snaky thing turned out. This is symbolic. You can see this as our expression, even our sensual expression, in how we relate to the world. Virgo is the Virgin. How interesting. And I want to go into that because there is a misconception all around about this Virgo virgin or this celibacy or this withholding. Like, that's not the essence here. If we were to distill the essence that is here with Virgo, in my feeling, here's where we land with that as of now. If we were to take this archetype of the Virgin and distill it, it's not exactly a pure woman who never has sex, right? It's deeper than that. That is symbolic of something else, all right? And sure, you could take it that way, but if you were to distill it, here's what we come into. And it's a yogic word that feels so on the mark for this energy and for Virgo as a whole, and it's called brahmacharya. And it's one of the yamas of yoga, of this ancient Indian system of the science of awakening, the science of healing our codependency, the science of waking up to our oneness with God. This is yoga. It is a system that is thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years old from India. Let's honor the roots here, and let's honor those who preserved these teachings. Now they are with us and available. Brahmacharya means a couple different things when it gets translated. In essence, it means the middle way or the middle path. It means right use of energy. And if we were to distill this Virgo purity, I would say that it's brahmacharya. And what that really means is Brahman. Let's break down the words. Brahman means God, source. That is the word for God in this lineage. Charya means path or directed towards or to focus into. And in yoga and meditation, there is this practice of a single pointed focus. This is so Virgo. This is so distillation. This is so pristine and methodical. That's where we're at. It's freaking beautiful. Single pointed focus. So the yogis would sit and meditate and they would focus on their breath. Single pointed focus. And what that does is it takes the mind stuff, the chitta, which is the source of our suffering, says yoga, in many ways. There's different sources. But overall, the disturbed mind is a large source of our suffering. They call it the chitta or the monkey mind or the mind that's looking for problems constantly. The stories, the chatter. When you go into meditation and you practice single pointed focus, you are rewiring your very mind. And you are observing and therefore discerning. So when you go to meditate, and my favorite mantra is every inhale I repeat I am, every exhale I repeat breathing. This is simple and effective. It's from Alberto Villoldo once again. He actually writes beautifully about yoga and about world spirituality, specifically shamanism and the Peruvian shamanism that he was trained in and offers now in his programs. He actually has, this is a recommendation if you want to go deeper, he has, Alberto Villoldo, a book on the Yoga Sutras in the lens of shamanism, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm actually going to go dig it out of my bookshelf and maybe take it on the flight with me. Single pointed focused. I am, you're repeating silently on the inhale, breathing, you're repeating silently on the exhale, and that is going to settle the waters of your mind so you can perceive properly. This is enlightenment. Enlightenment is to perceive properly. Suffering is to think improperly and to get wrapped up in identifying with the shifting thoughts, shifting up and down and more of this and less than this and here's the story and up and down, and we observe and therefore take space and therefore relax and still our inner waters so we can have a clearer reflection of truth. And Virgo is all about truth and service and being a conduit, a vessel. Do you know the Bhagavad Gita, one of the most well-known and loved and studied texts in the Indian spiritual path and tradition? It can literally be translated to the Song of God. And who is the translator of the Song of God? The filter of your body, the way that you perceive. So as we literally clean the body and clean our homes and clean our mind via this single pointed focus, we are perceiving more of truth. We are liberating out of the suffering so that we can fucking have fun and live a beautiful, wholesome life in service to life itself and to evolution on this planet. Life wants you to evolve into greater levels of joy and wholeness and healing and abundance. And we are the filters of God energy. Think about it like a psychic. They are tapped like a trance channeler, right? Where they're allowing something in. They're going into a trance-like state and they are allowing in a stream of thought, whether it's an entity or a being or a thought form, right? It's a stream of consciousness that they are allowing in. Now, they are filtering the messages through their language, through their body, through their stories. There's probably no such thing as a pure, perfected channel because we have the filters of our language, of our stories, of our memories, of our DNA. The idea with this season is, though, to purify the vessel. This is what Virgo talks about. And there's a balance here, right? The middle way, because we can go into the extreme of I'm tainted, I'm imperfect. My Chiron is in Virgo. So this is like a medicine for me that I am offering to you. Do it messy. Perfection doesn't exist on this planet. Give it up. Take it and give it to God. Give your inner critic to God. This is the time to submit or to surrender into your ultimate reality, which is Brahman, which is God. And make that how you want to make that in your language and how you want to experience that. So one way to define brahmacharya is living in the state of Brahman. Following the godly path, if you will. And no, that doesn't mean that you have to wear all white and you have to give up sex. What Winged Alchemy encapsulates is holy union. Is completely identifying with the human journey and completely identifying with the heavenly journey. You are the bridge. And the task is to find God in the most challenging place to find God. It's easy to be pure and to practice this holier than thou energy in the church and where we're so elevated. But what about when you're triggered? Or what about when you're afraid? Or what about in these other places? Can you find God there? Can you bring the brahmacharya teachings into your walking life when you're doing the dishes, when you're mowing the lawn, when you're riding on an airplane? Are you thinking with God in mind, which is really unconditional love? And this is what the Buddha teaches too. The Buddha says, in order to alchemize our suffering, we have to not feed dukkha or feed suffering. So check your thoughts, check what you're eating, check what you're watching, check what you're doing. This is Virgo. It is having mindfulness about your vessel in what's going in what you're dwelling on, my love. Let's take some deep breaths. Brahmacharya can be connected to another word, which is pratyahara, or sense withdrawal. Because when we are so wrapped up in our senses, we kind of lose energy, right? And that's not bad or good. We don't need those labels, but feel into this. When we're so focused externally, we are sort of expanding and extending our energy outwards and therefore kind of running our bank down, our reserves. And if you do that long enough, that's called burnout. We've all probably been there. So when you practice meditation or zazen, seated meditation, or whatever type of meditation, you're practicing essentially pratyahara, which is taking your senses and turning them inside. It's like an octopus with its arms all the way stretched out into the past, into this person, into over here, into the stories. And when you meditate, you're drawing your tendrils back to center. You're coming back to your light source, so you can fill your reserves. And this world, especially today, is full of fucking distractions. So the practice here is to call your energy back. You are so worthy of this. You are so worthy of saying no. You are so worthy of calling your energy back. And even when you're at home, maybe alone, where's your mind going? Because you can be laying on the couch and still tiring yourself out by thinking all of this stuff. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. I know the feeling. So we have grace and ease, and we say, I am worthy of true rest. This is a season of harvest. And we have a powerful opportunity to release, drain out, feel our feelings without a story, without meaning, just feel. And then right at that center, as you call your energy back, what is the seed that you're planting? And maybe you're like, I just want to pick one word. Wealth. And you feel the frequency of that. Wealth on the inside, wealth on the outside. If you were to just, again, this is a season of distilling. So how distilled can you create your intention? Honing it in, but what do you really want? But what do you really want? But what keep tracking. Distill the frequency of what you want to grow and commit, my love. Keep it with you. Put it on a sticky note. Stick it on your wall. Keep it for the whole 6 months. Imagine that type of commitment and how that would shift your reality. Because sometimes, honestly, we probably set an intention, it comes to pass, and we forgot that we said it, and we're just like, damn, let me set another one. So let's really reflect on the blessings and the intentions that come to pass for us. Feel that. And I always say, have a moon book. Have a moon book where you're writing your full moon intentions and your new moon intentions, and you're writing out, all right, which house is it activating in your chart, right? What area of life is it activating for you? If you know your time of birth, you can find your house placements. I use astro.com. It's free. You type in your natal information. You click on the transit chart. You find 11 degrees of Virgo, and then you track it back, and there'll be a number at the center of that natal chart, and that number is the house number. And then you can toss that into Google and really understand what area of your life this is affecting you in. So freaking powerful. Breathing and just feeling into this powerful energy, this dark sky that has so much to offer us and teach us. What is it teaching you as the mystic that you are? Not the oracle cards, but nature herself. What are you being shown? My prayer for us is that we distill what's most important to us, that we call our energy back, and that we wake the fuck up to our worth and our deep love. That is always there. Like Rumi says, let the arrow drop. What you are looking for is closer than the big vein on your neck. Let the arrow drop. And then from that place of the awareness of your wholeness and the love that you are, and identifying with the spirit from that place of inner freedom, what will you plant in this phase? Distill it, make it clear, make it detailed, and then the ultimate life hack is to walk in alignment with that intention starting now. Wear it, walk it, think about it, fill yourself up with it, because what you fill yourself up with, you're creating in your life. I love you so much. I would love to hear about your favorite takeaways, intentions, breakthroughs, messages that came through during this transmission. I'm sending you so much love. This is such a powerful time to release and plant that seed, distilling your intention and running with it, walking with it, moving it into your daily life. That is where the magic happens, when we bring these intentions into our daily life. I will chat with you soon, my love. Have a blessed new moon. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you absolutely loved this episode. And if you did, please remember to leave a review and share some love. I will see you in the next one.